What's up guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. Today's video I'm going to go over how I bought $1 million worth of Khloe Kardashian shoes. This is the brand Good American. It is a fashion forward, size inclusive brand that is normally known for denim, but this is $1 million worth of their shoes. If you guys are interested in finding out more about liquidation, how to make these giant buys, I go over that in today's video. Also, I'm going to go over how I plan on selling all 4,000 of these shoes, which retail for $250 each in one day. I plan on selling all these shoes in 2 hours for $15, which is crazy. $250 brand new. I'm gonna sell them for $15 each. I'm also gonna go over how you can get these shoes for free in the video. And also during that show, I'm gonna give away 20 free iPads. So please smash the like button, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys inside. All right guys, before we get into the show, I just wanna point out that this is not a sponsored video. Whatnot is not paying me. Good American is not paying me. So I really need you guys to use my code at whatnot.com/invite/daily refinement here. You get $15 off your first purchase. I'm selling all 4,000 shoes for $15, so please help me out. Refer a friend or family member, or if you've never used Whatnot before, have them sign up and get their pair of shoes for essentially free. Use the $15 off with this code and go to my show, which is bit.ly/Good American sample sale. Go to that show, go into the store, buy a $15 shoe in your size, and we'll see you guys in the show. All right guys, so I have been selling a lot of stuff the last couple months to get ready for a new trailer of stuff. So Taylor's gonna help out today. He is gonna help me unload the tractor trailer. And I'll just give you guys a quick little walk around. Looks like we are pretty much ready to go. It's super empty in here. Today we're receiving 27 pallets, but I know that I can definitely fit probably 2 truckloads in right now because we're pretty close to selling out of everything that we have in stock. So let's go get it. Taylor, thanks for coming to help today.
Hey, happy to be here.
Taylor helped me set up these pallet racks, and we did a full warehouse redesign, and the Poshmark room is done, so that's been fantastic. And we have a little broom closet back there now, and I have this new YouTube desk which rolls around, and been really enjoying that, and I'm excited to bring you guys some more content. But right here, this space is gonna be full of pallets in a moment, so I just wanted to document that for you guys. This is the view from the other side. So this is where we sort things by size. So it gets sorted by size, and then everything gets loaded, and super exciting. All right, let's go out, and I'll get the forklift.
Big Joe.
Big Joe. So guys, the truck that I ordered doesn't come with a pallet jack, so we have to lift this into the truck with the forklift, and then Taylor's gonna help move the pallets to the edge of the truck, and then I'll take them off with the forklift. Guys, this is Big Joe. He's my forklift. He's kind of cute and small, but he weighs more than my minivan, so he's like 5,500 pounds. He does raise things 157 inches. I've never tried that before, but maybe we'll try that today. Guys, the truck is here. Let's get everything loaded. My parking lot is not big enough to fit the super wide truck. They're the full trailer, so we have to park it on the street and use my forklift. All right, let's see what's in this bad boy. I think it's 25,000 items, but let's figure it out. It's 27 pallets, so we'll see what this looks like on the inside. It's kind of like Christmas Day. Woo! Let's check out what this stuff is. All right, guys, so it's kind of interesting. Where do these shoes even come from? So as you guys know, I've been selling a lot of liquidations. So this is essentially what brands can't sell. So what happens is this is the brand Good American, which is the fashion forward company that Khloe Kardashian made. And it is size inclusive. So they have sizes from 4 all the way to 14 for women's in the shoes, but they're mainly known for denim and they go from like 00 all the way up to size 35. So large size range made popular by Khloe Kardashian. She'll sell them at her stores. So there are brick and mortar chains that sell Good American. If those don't sell, they discount it at the store. If it doesn't sell then, they put it online at goodamerican.com. Some of these styles you'll be able to see on the website. They retail for between $250 and $350. If they don't sell online, they actually get sold to brokers, which is where I got my items. Brokers, they basically are between the brand and resellers like myself. Now, brokers are not just people, they can also be companies. A lot of you guys have heard of liquidation.com or bulk.com. These are examples of brokers who've created a company to sell their goods. Maybe another one, B Stock, you guys have heard of. So you can order pallets from them. Typically what I find is that those types of companies, they take out all of the good stuff and they make pallets of whatever is left. They usually have their own online store. But for me, I'm kind of in this unique situation where I'm not really picking off the items off the top. So I'm just selling them direct, especially in a scenario like this where I got all of the stuff that didn't sell, all the different sizes, all the different styles. There's probably 70 to 125 different styles in here and colors, different options, but I got all of them. So in this scenario, I could scrape off all the good ones and just liquidate the rest of them in pallets, but I find that's not really good for long-term business. I would rather sell all the good ones with everything else to make sure that everybody gets a good fair cut. So with this crazy thing, I actually am working directly with a broker, and when you guys are ordering, as you're learning who to talk to, there's always somebody in your local area that sells Target or Walmart or Costco returns. That's the same person that will be able to connect you directly with brands. Now, usually companies like TJ Maxx, Burlington, Ross, these companies have huge amounts of money and they can buy the whole brand out and distribute it across their hundreds or thousands of stores. But they have net terms, which means TJ Maxx or Walmart or any of these big companies, they don't pay you up front. They wait 60, 90, 120 days before they pay you. I have a small advantage over that because I can pay up front, but that means I have to pay up front and I can't use other people's money to start my business. So it is interesting, but where this stuff actually comes from is directly from the brands through a broker to you. And that also means there are certain restrictions. So I can't just sell this on eBay or Amazon or Poshmark without there's certain rules. Some of it can't be sold in the same country, has to go overseas. Some of it has to be sold only local at a brick and mortar, like a TJ Maxx. So it is interesting, right? You can't just call a broker and say, I want to sell these out of my garage on eBay. They're probably not going to sell to you. So you've got to find a different way to sell items so that people want to sell to you. And that's stuff I go over in my Patreon group, but this video is more about buying this giant thing. So let's talk about it. So let's say you buy $1 million worth of shoes. How does that actually work? So essentially, this is 17 pallets of shoes. It's 4,000 pairs. And I ordered half a semi-truck full. So I order from brokers, so it came actually with a full truck because surprisingly, it costs about the same to ship half a truck as a full truck. So this order was 17 pallets, but I ordered the full 28 pallets that fit on a semi-truck. And it's pretty insane because my building is actually not big enough to hold one of those. So I have to park the semi-truck on the street and use a forklift to unload it and then bring it in here. It's actually kind of a pain, but hopefully at my next warehouse, I'll actually have a proper loading dock where the truck can back in and unload. Because instead of the forklift driving straight onto the truck and unloading it, which takes about 30 minutes to unload a truck, it took me about 3 hours to unload the truck because I had to unload it and then manually pallet jack it inside, which is a huge time suck. However, it saved me $2,500 in shipping. So it was worth it for me because 3 hours is worth less than $2,500. So it wasn't too bad. And I only order a truck about once per month. So it's been super fun ordering giant trucks of stuff, but there's also like a lot of money involved. Over $100,000 I'm spending on every single order. So it's kind of a lot of pressure to move it as soon as possible. And also The way to move it fast, because people keep asking me how do you move inventory fast, essentially great items at great prices is how you move it. And you guys know Ross is dressed for less. TJ Maxx is always pushing you can be a TJ fashionista. Those are basically terms to get people to go to that store to find a great deal. And Ross is the champion right now. If you guys have been to Ross or dollar stores, this discount retail, discount fashion, discount luxury, it's on fire. This segment is especially huge now that we're kind of going into a silent recession where people don't have as much money as they used to. It doesn't mean they don't like to shop though. So this type of industry, I feel like is gonna grow and grow and grow because retail is dead. All right guys, so I have 3,100 square feet and this is sort of our incoming door. So the items come in through this door and essentially I unpalletize them and start to sort them. So this is actually sorted by size. And it's really important to understand when you're buying liquidation or bulk, you get everything, the good and the bad. So starting at size 4, which is not the best size for a women's shoe, it's almost like kids shoe. You can see there's a lot less of the size 4 over here because there's just that's not a common size. They don't make a lot, but they are the most difficult to sell. Size 4 is not very good. Oddly, there is no size 4.5. So it goes from 4 to 5. And then as you can see, the bulk of the items are sort of in the middle sizes, which is like 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9. This palette right here, the entire palette is size 8.5, which is interesting. So as you're sorting, you need to figure out how to get the most you can for the shoes. So essentially, if you're reselling these one by one, all the different sizes would be different costs. I might sell the size 4 for $9.99 plus shipping, and the size 9, 9.5, 10, in my opinion, is sort of the best sizes for women, are 9, 9.5, and 10, although I would say from 7 to 11 is pretty safe in those ranges. You'd probably want to ask $40 to $100. On eBay, you can look at the solds of these shoes are between 40 and 100. There's not a lot of solds because typically this brand is sold at a brick and mortar, it's sold in the actual shops. So it's not sold on a secondary market very often. And they're pretty exclusive, meaning like she does an Instagram post and tries to sell it out. So it's not something that you would find like Nike or Under Armour where they're sold everywhere and there's tons of them on eBay. So these sell for between $40 and $100. When you are reselling, you need to sort of maximize the good sizes as much as possible. So if I was selling all these shoes one by one, I would sell the size 4 for like literally $10, and these I would sell for $40 to $100, like literally 4 to 10 times for the exact same shoe, but a different size. So I would sort these completely by size first. And you need to have enough room to work. So right now, this is our shipping station over here. So as we stream items on the platform, whatnot, they come here to get shipped. And to the right over here is where we hold the items to go out for shipping. That's our outbound section. So items get sorted into different sizes. They get ready for shipping. They go into our shipping and then they go out, palletized out the back door. But again, really important to have some operational space. So even though it looks pretty tight in here, it is kind of tight in here, there's enough room to operate. I'm planning on selling all of these shoes in one day using 100% buy it now. So we'll go into my exact strategy a little bit later in the video, but it would be impossible to do my normal format of auctions to sell 4,000 in one day because there's only so many hours in the day, and the best hours are typically the daytime hours or the evening hours when people are on the app. So streaming at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, I wouldn't get very good prices. So I'm actually gonna try to sell all of these shoes in the buy it now format for $15. So has to be a screaming deal. So what I'm gonna do is, they're $250 shoes. I'm gonna sell them for $15 plus shipping plus tax. And also, Whatnot has this cool feature called Buyer's Giveaway, and I'm gonna give away 20 free iPads. So I'm gonna try to incentivize this and use all the techniques of selling that I know to sell 4,000 shoes in one day. So I'm gonna combine, it's gonna be super fun to see who wins 20 iPads. By law, you actually do not need to buy anything. So they are buyer's giveaways, meaning if you buy an item, you will be entered in the win. And if you buy earlier in the show, you'll be eligible to win all 20. And because it's a random choice, you could actually win all 20 if it ends up being you every single time. There's no restriction on how many you can win. But there is a restriction on buying to enter. So it would be considered gambling if people were just buying to enter. Buying to enter is not legal. So you guys don't have to buy anything. You can actually sign up using my code, go to the site and click in the giveaway and enter manually. So make sure that you're there when the show starts or when the giveaways are happening, because you need to manually enter the giveaway as it's happening, but you actually do not need to buy anything. So you can use my $15 code to get the shoes for free, or you could just enter for free, join. Should be a really cool time. I would love to show you guys the shipping of 4,000 shoes, which I actually think is gonna take 80 hours. So that's kind of insane. There's a lot of stuff to ship, but that's like a whole week of shows in one day. And this sounds a little wild. I'm gonna try to manifest this into existence, but I wanna sell all 4,000 shoes, all $1 million worth of stuff in 2 hours. So as I've started to learn how to do this, I've learned different strategies to get people to buy, and these are gonna be the most interesting to sell because these shoes are all gigantic boxes. So when you are sorting, there's a whole bunch of things you're sorting for. You're sorting for size, you're sorting for condition. In this scenario, every single shoe is new, but you can see the boxes are damaged because they're shipping back from the stores when they can't sell it. They sell all to one central distribution center where they become palletized. So these shoes have actually been shipped a couple times already to the store and back from the store somewhere else, and they've been sitting in warehouses. That's why the outside of the box is dirty. But these shoes are not returns, they're not shelf pulls, they're brand new. So if we open up a box, you guys will be able to see that they haven't been opened yet. So this shoe is just like a customer would get it if they ordered it online. They would open up the box and get it just like if it had never been purchased before, a little bit different than a return. So as I open up these boxes, when I end up shipping them to people, I'll let people know, hey guys, the condition of this types of items, the box might be damaged, it might be open, but these aren't returned, so they haven't been tried on. So these shoes, the presentation may not be as immaculate as that one, but the shoes will be new. And it's important to realize how much goes into something like this. I'm sorting by size. I'm sorting by the size of the box. These have been sorted by the size of the box, but not by size yet. So there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of sorting. Also, there will be shoes that get damaged along the way. Like you guys can see right here, this box. It's possible that the shoe inside is damaged. So I also have to inspect that to make sure, see if the shoe is okay. But on eBay, they would actually call this new with defects. Item might be new, but if you give us your wife for Christmas, she might be like, well, what happened to the box? Did the dog eat it? So you gotta be careful with the different conditions to make sure that you are accurately representing the item. Now again, there's a lot of risk with selling this many items because if I do a bad job, I can get 4,000 negative ratings, and we're talking about 100% instant suspension. If I were to screw up 4,000 times, I would not be allowed to sell on the platform anymore. So you have to be really careful. When you're starting small, a lot of people are saying, oh, I'm so small, or they're worried about getting things right before they start. There's nothing wrong with that. You wanna sell one item, then two, then four, then six. And in this scenario, I'm working my way up to selling 4,000 items, which is less than the maximum I've ever sold before. So it's not stretching me that far. The only difference is that I haven't sold this many new in-box shoes before. So it's kind of insane because we're talking about a semi-truck of shipping. So that's pretty wild, and I've already had problems with the post office coming to my shop because of volume. And I know you guys say I need to write a letter to my senator and do all that stuff, but it's a lot of extra work to get the post office to come here because they're super duper understaffed in my area. There's only one person for this whole warehouse district that does the commercial pickup. So I hire someone to come with a Sprinter every single day and take the packages to the post office. So it's gonna be a wild ride. I'm so happy you guys are here to join me on it. All right, guys, so here's the strategy. It's kind of insane. It's $1 million worth of shoes. I'm gonna sell 4,000 pairs for $15 each. So that's 60,000 I'm gonna sell for, but customers are gonna pay $15 plus $8.35 for shipping and tax wherever they live. So customers are gonna be spending around 25 bucks for a pair of shoes. 60,000 is crazy, right? For the value of a $1 million shoes. So that's really my main strategy, is selling $250 shoes for $15. That's how I'm gonna try to do this crazy volume of 4,000 sales in one day. Has to be a good deal no matter what in order to make it make sense. Whatnot takes around 15% in fees if you factor in their final value fee and then also their processing fee. It's a little lower than that, but I'm just being conservative, about $2 per item. So that's $9,000 in fees. So my goal is to pay Whatnot as much in fees as possible. And this is gonna sound odd, but this is not a sponsored video. So I am hoping that I make enough money from these sales and the sign up of the affiliate link that it's worth my time. They're not sponsoring me to make this video. So please help me out, refer a friend, or if you've never signed up before, use my code whatnot.com/invite/daily refinement. I get an affiliate commission if you guys sign up. You get $15 off your first purchase. So what I recommend is sign up or refer a friend using my code. It's free. Then go to my show, which is bit.ly/Good American Sample Sale. This is a sample sale for this brand, so you guys will be able to get this brand at an amazing price. So sign up using my code. You get $15 off your first purchase. I'm only charging $15, so you guys should be able to get the shoes for free, except for shipping and tax, or refer your friends. You can refer as many friends and family members as you want. I want to sell out of all 4,000 before the show even starts. So the show starts September 22nd. So on that day, depending on when we're ready, we'll launch the show. I'll set up the timing as soon as I know what time we're gonna do that show. But that day, we're gonna give away 20 iPads to make it even more enticing. So I went onto the shoe call, which is Alfredo, Nina, and Isaiah. They run the shoe call. They're the shoe experts in my Patreon group at patreon.com/The Resource Podcast. And I was talking to them today about how do I make all 4,000 shoes sell? So number one has to be fun. And there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. The funner the activity, more people want to show up. So I want to sell $1 million worth of shoes in 2 hours. It should be a spectacle. It should be fun. During that time, I'm also going to give away 20 iPads, which is ridiculous, and it's pretty expensive to give away 20 free iPads. They're going to be brand new. I'm going to buy them at Best Buy. There's no janky supplier. So I'll have the receipt from Best Buy for 20 brand new iPads. Those will come in, and I'm going to give them away in the format of buyer's appreciation, which means if you buy an item, you get entered in to win all 20 iPads before we start giving them away. Essentially, you're only entered in if you buy it before the buyer's appreciation starts, and the 20 are already loaded into the show. So if you buy any shoe between now and the show starts, you're entered into all 20 giveaways. Now, it's pretty interesting because on Whatnot, it's illegal to have people buy an entry into something. It's kind of like a lottery or a raffle. So you guys actually do not need to buy anything. You could just sign up using my code, not buy anything. Go to the fine print, fill out the form, and you guys don't need to pay anything. It's just really interesting because right now we're in this beginning part of live streaming become a thing, and live streaming sometimes gets a bad rep with being associated with legalized gambling or illegal gambling, but that's not the case with Whatnot because they make it very clear that you do not need to buy anything in order to enter. But I would appreciate it if you use your $15 code and buy my $15 shoes so that you can help out the stream. And essentially, I'm hoping that between buying the signups and the small profit I make on the items, it's worth my time and we can do it again. So it's kind of scary because after fees, I only have $51,000 to work with. So assuming I pay $10 for the shoes, that's $11,000 profit. The iPads are going to cost between $6 and $10 grand. So I'm really heavily relying on referrals being something to make this worthwhile, but I want to bring in a new audience to my YouTube channel. I want to bring in a new audience to my Whatnot stream, which currently has 30,000 followers. It's at Daily Refinement on Whatnot. So I'm pretty excited to bring in a whole new crop of customers that are aimed at buying sample sale stuff. So one of the reasons why I bought this a lot was because it's associated with Khloe Kardashian. I want to piggyback or trend jack on her name, right? Because I've never really bought anything Kardashian related. I want to piggyback on that. I want to give people an insane deal, $250 shoes for $15. I want to make it fun by giving away 20 iPads, and let's try to get 1,000 people in the stream, so please bookmark it. The most I've ever had in a stream is like 900. So let's try to get well over 1,000 people in there trying to win 20 free iPads. I'm super stoked about it. I'm super grateful to all the people that helped me organize this because, as you guys know, my Poshmark closet, which is at Reseller Nirvana, they helped me put together the format for the shoes that I have listed in the Poshmark closet. So that's making 6 figures. The Whatnot is very interesting. So I'm super excited to try this plan. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching. This is going to be a very exciting show. And remember, I am giving away 20 iPads and selling $1 million worth of Good American shoes in one day for $60,000. That's an insane deal. Hope to see you guys there. Appreciate you stopping by. Take care.